Hi, and welcome to the lesson. In this lesson today, we're going to talk about the Windows operating system tools. There are a lot of tools and capabilities inside your Windows operating system, a lot of utilities and tools to help you manage, configure, and also monitor your system to make sure you're getting the system's peak performance. So let's go ahead and start by jumping in and looking at all the tools that you need to use to manage your system. So again, there's a lot of tools that's built right into the Windows operating system. You wouldn't believe how many tools are really under the hood to help you monitor, configure, and help your system tweak it to the environment that you need it to be. Now, these tools will help simplify system configuration. You can make specific configuration changes for whatever your environment. And a lot of these tools are really outside of the common user, a lot of things that a common user would use. So it's for the administrator or for the high power user that need to change the environment of the system for whatever particular needs. One of the most powerful tools is the Task Manager. The Task Manager has a multiple features that can help you troubleshoot, monitor, and manage your system. There's so much information about your system in the Task Manager, and you can use and access the Task Manager by pressing the Control Alt Delete and click the Task Manager option, or you can right click in the taskbar and choose Task Manager. Now, when you open up the Task Manager, it's going to come to the default main page is the Processes page. Now, on the processes page, just gives you a basic information about what's running on your system right now at this moment. And the next tab we'll look at is the performance tab. Now, the performance tabs give you an overview of how your hardware is being utilized by the Windows and what software is running right now. The amount of monitoring and diagnostics here that can be performed is amazing. You can check the CPU, the memory, the disk, and if you had a graphics card, it can also check the status of your graphics card or any other hardware that you had. So this is real-time utilization right here. You can real-time see what's going on in your system. The next tab is the services key. Now, services key is an important tool as well. This is a reduced version of the services tool that's in Windows. This tab gives you the ability to start and stop major services in your Windows operating system. Now, the next tab we have is the Starter tab. Now, this is a great tab to look at because you can see from this tab what programs start up when your Windows operating system starts. You can enable or disable programs and you can start those services or stop them and not have them start up when the Windows operating system start up. And it also has a degree of impact when a program starts, meaning if when that program starts, how much of the resources is taking. The next tab we'll look at is the users tab. Very informational tab here because this shows all the signed in users at the moment. Convenient way to see who signed in and what and how much of the resources they're using. Now, the next area we're going to look at is something called the Microsoft Management Console or the MMC. Now, you can use the MMC console to create, save, and open administrative tools called consoles or snap-ins, which manage the hardware, software, and network communications of your Microsoft Windows operating system. The MMC runs in all of the client operating systems that are currently supported. Now, to access the MMC, what you would do is you would open up the run prompt or command by pressing the Windows plus the R key and type in MMC in the box and select OK. And that'll open up the console, the MMC console. And we can go into detail as far as how you can use this MM console to administrate your system. Now, one thing you can do is create custom snap-ins or custom console, management console. So to create a custom MMC, what you'll do is you'll click File and Add or Remove snap-ins. Select a specific snap-in, and you can repeat this process for whatever snap-ins that you want and save it to a specific location. So you may ask, why do you want to do this? If I want to administrate certain functions and I'm repeatedly going into those snap-ins, I may want to create a custom snap-in. And let's dive into about the snap-ins or the little small consoles. What do these consoles consist? There are tons of things that you can manage on your Windows 10 operating system through the MMC. So we'll show you how to do that right here in a moment. So, say for instance, you wanted to add the event viewer snap in to your MM console. The event viewer gives you detailed system information about the system, application, and the security logs that's been recorded. Anytime an event happens in your Windows 10 operating system, it's recorded right here in the event viewer. It's great for diagnostics. When you're troubleshooting, this is the first place that you would go to see what happened. You check the logs. This is your logs of your system. So you can access this through the MMC or through the Windows key plus the R, and you type the event, EVENT, VWR.MSC. So we're going to add this to our Windows MMC as a snap in. The next snap in we're going to add is going to be the Windows Disk Management. Disk management is a system utility in Windows that enables you to perform advanced storage tasks. Now, here are some of the things that you can use with the disk management system. You can set up a new drive, see, like initializing a new drive. You can extend a volume into a space that's not already part of the volume, meaning extend the space of your hard drive. You can also shrink a partition on your hard drive, usually, so that you can extend a neighboring partition. And you can also change your drive letters to your drives. If you plug in a USB device and it's popping up as a letter F, you want to change it to G, you can do that here in this utility. A lot of tools here to be able to help you manage the disk that's in your system. So, again, this is one of the many snap ins that you can add into your MMC console. Task Scheduler is a great one to add. Say, for instance, if you had routine things that you need to happen on your system, you can configure an application to run automatically or start at a certain time, like backups. You can configure other criteria or other conditions or an optional requirement that must be met before the task run. So you'll have the terms that will describe these options for your determining your task, like the action. What will this task do? The condition, which we just spoke about, or and also as a setting, any property that affects the behavior of your task. So again, this is another snap-in that you can add. If you had an application that need to run at a certain time, you can set it on the task manager. Device Manager. This is a very important tool. You can add this snap into your MMC console because this utility allows you to manage your system peripherals and then devices attached to your computer, all the devices attached to your computer. Now, this utility has been around for a while. It's been around since Windows 95. Now, here you can manage the drivers to your devices. You can check the status of the device if it's not functioning or responding, and other functions as well. Additional snap-ins that you may want to add to the console, and also you would want to just go in to help manage your system is the certification manager used to view and manage certificates used by the browser and the operating system. Local users and groups is a very important one because this gives you detailed control over local user accounts and groups. You can add a user, you can change the password, you can manage your users through this MMC. Performance Manager displays performance counters, sends information to a console or event log. And also, Group Policy Editor allows you to edit the local group policy for the operating system and customize settings for the operating system as well. Additional tools that you need to be aware of that are very, very powerful in your managing and administration of your Windows 10 operating system is system information. This gives you a ton of information. It's read only information, but a detailed list of all your system information, your memory, your hard drive. You can see from this utility as far as the make of the system that you're using, the hard drive types, the memory that you're using, how much is in use. A lot of good information. Resource Monitor used to identify resource utilization of the CPU, network, and disk and memory. System configuration allows you to configure how Windows starts up and launch additional tools. Disk cleanup, a very important tool. It help you clean up the operating system by removing files that's no longer needed. Disk fragment. You can fragment your hard drive as far as wiping away unnecessary drives and files and so forth. And registry editor, used to make edits to the system registry. In this lesson, we covered a lot of information, giving you an overview of all the powerful tools at your fingertips in your Windows operating system. We talked about the Task Manager and all the services and features under the Task Manager. And in detail, we talked about the Microsoft Management Console, the MMC, and the snap-ins that you can put in the system. And again, we just touched on very few of the snap-ins that's available to you for administering your system. Also, we talked about some additional tools: the system information, resource monitor, system configuration, disk cleanup, disk fragment, and the registry editor. I want to thank you for being a part of this lesson, and I'll see you in the next lesson.